This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen and I hope my screen is visible to you. I will start with I'll start my VM. Just a minute. And let us start the PPT as well, where let's see what we have covered till yet. Hmm. So I hope we were on purchase order and we have created the purchase receipt and meanwhile I will give a background so that the last two sessions revision of PO purchase order. What we do in the purchase order, this is a contract between the vendor and the company. Okay, so there are two parties involved in it. One party is the company. So our company is C001 and C001 wants to purchase some item. Okay, so what I did over here on the contract on this PO purchase order is a legal contract between the C001 and the vendor. Okay, so the vendor details we have to enter and then the item details we have to enter. So these are the two master data I have to create. So for the vendors are created in either in the AP module or in the procurement and sourcing module. Item is created in the PIM product information management module and another product information management module. Yeah, it is prepared here only. So on the purchase order level, we give the vendor details at the header level, and then at the line level, we give the item. And for a specific item, if there is any details, then we give over here in the item detail level. So this is the complete purchase order. Okay, then purchase order is confirmed. After the confirmation, purchase order is we did the product receipt. Okay, why we did the product receipt? Firstly, the product registration happens where we have entered the serial number and the batch number, and after the product receipt, we go for the purchase invoice. Okay, so now what we will do, our target for today will be to complete this purchase invoice and pay to the vendor. Then I will try whatever I have purchased from here, check the inventory of this item, and after the inventory is checked, 1 minute. After this inventory is checked, we will go ahead with the uh, sales order. Okay, so the sales order, and then we will come back to the purchase order and we will add few of the features as well in the purchase order. Okay, so this cycle you should understand, because from the perspective of as a functional consultant, when you will enable it in your client machine, and also you should you should also understand at the product receipt level what are the posting happens, or what are the where the I what are the ledgers that get hit. Okay, and how are the setups still done at the item level, what is the item group. Okay, what is the item model group. Okay, what is the vendor group, na? At the and what is the vendor posting profile. So all these are the important terms. I hope you have your notebook ready and you have done it. Okay, so let's get started with our C001 legal entity. So we will go ahead with okay. So this is our C001 legal entity, and we will go ahead with the accounts payable, and we will go ahead with the purchase order. So where is our purchase order? Here is our purchase order. And once the purchase order gets opened, let's see. Let me close this one, not required, close this one. This is not required, not required, not required. Okay, so now we have our this purchase order, and if you want to see, the status is right now confirmed, and this is the approval status. Either the purchase order is approved or not, and then this is the purchase order status, that it is in the received status. Further, you can go to the receive tab and you can see the journals are updated. Okay, so if you go to the product receipt now, and over here, if you go to the vouchers, you will be able to view what are the vouchers are created. No voucher gets created at the time of the receipt. So you can go to the view accounting and you can view the accounting over here, that okay, these are the 4 accounts that get hit at the time of purchase order. Okay, while doing the purchase receipt. So this thing you will be asked in your interview question. Now the next step. So the next step of the is you need to go to do the invoicing. Means this is this inventory. If you go to the inventory management module and if you go to the inquiries and reports and you go to the on hand list, you will be able to view this particular item. Meanwhile, I will open the purchase order over here again. Let us wait for the inventory. Yes, so if I go for the inventory, you can select the item number over here. You can filter on the item number. These two item numbers are available, okay, which have the inventory. Okay, you can then click on the apply button. Either you can filter, means because right now only 2 items are there, so I don't want. So both the items I just want to view. So these are the 2 items available at the physical inventory is 10, available physical inventory is 10. Okay, so we have not created anything. Okay, product identification is this. Further, you can add the dimensions from here. So if you add the dimensions, you can add the what is the configuration, size, color, site, warehouse, location, plate, license. Although we have not added this, this is not required, but you can add it, no problem in it. Okay, so let's add it. Serial number is required, owner is required, close transaction. Don't open the close transaction, count not equal to 0, save the setup and click on OK. Next time, whenever this form is added, so you will be able to view these things. Now, why earlier only one single line was coming, but now further lines are also coming because this item, the Coke bottle, is a configuration of it is a product master, and further Windows Server 2022 you have purchased 10 quantity, but the serial number is different. So while selling also you have to give this information, okay, that which say serial number you are selling. Okay, I hope things are clear to you. Firstly, I will go to the invoicing of the product receipt. Those who are new to the concept that okay, what is purchase receipt, how purchase receipt works. Okay, so actually in a B2B scenario, in a retail scenario, when we go to the shop, we just pick the item, we bill it. Okay, but in a B2B scenario, it doesn't work like this. They get a time for the invoicing, they get a time for the receipt. Okay, and trucks are involved, a lot of complexities are involved. Okay, so that's why they give the time, and each step is different. Okay, they select the item, they give the confirmation. After the confirmation, they come to the market, and then the invoicing is done. So invoicing is done because at this time, if you see over here, if I go over here and I will duplicate the tab and I will show you at the vendor level what is the impact of it. Okay, so let me go to the vendor level right now. I have shown you the inventory. When you do the product receipt, what happens? You can answer this question in your interview. And now I will go to the accounts payable section. I will go to the all vendors and add the vendor section. At the vendor section, this is the vendor you have taken. And if you go to the balance, if you want to check the vendor balance is similar to your account balance, how much balance you have in your account. So right now the balance is zero. And if you want to see why is zero, so then you can go to the transactions level. So whatever the transactions you will purchase order, you will create a purchase order, anything you will create that will come over here. Okay, so right now no transaction has happened. That means at the time of purchase product receipt, nothing happens. But see what happens at the invoicing level. Now, when you do the invoicing, you need to click on the invoice button, then come on the invoicing tab. Now here comes a two-way matching and a three-way matching concept. Have you seen ever two-way matching, three-way matching? Yes, you have seen I was while I was telling you the accounts payable parameters. Okay, so let me open that form also. Accounts payable, and on the accounts payable, this is the accounts payable parameter. This is also a pet question in your interview. I hope you have your notebook ready and you are noting down everything. Okay, from the wherever I'm telling that this is the interview question. Okay, so if you go over here, you will find out that there is a invoice validation tab. In the invoice validation tab, there is a price and quantity matching. So there is a three-way matching and there is a two-way matching. Three-way matching means match the price and the quantity. Okay, if you click over it, you can see that the three-way matching will match the price information on the purchase order to the price information on the invoice. Also match the quantity information on the selected product receipt to the quantity information on the invoice. This is three-way matching. Okay, and if I go for the two-way matching, and if I go to the two-way matching will match the price information on the purchase order to the price information on the invoice. With the not required option, no price or quantity matching is performed. Okay, so this is the option. Means at the time of your two-way matching, it is not required to have your quantity matching. Okay, so normally now what is the scenario? Now why this is required? See here in a real time scenario, na, it doesn't works like this. Okay, so what happens in a two three-way matching? Okay, an interview question. That's why I'm making some importance on it. Two and three-way matching. So what happens in a two-way matching? There is a purchase order, as I told you. This purchase order gets converted to the product receipt. Okay, and then from the product receipt we are creating the purchase invoice. So the within a purchase order, these are the three documentation that gets created. So at the purchase order you select a price and you select a quantity. In our case there were 10 Windows server and I think 5 bottles were there, and the price of 10 Windows server was 100 USD and 5 was, I think it was 2 USD. Okay, so this is the price and quantity. But while doing the product receipt, now the vendor confirmed that I am sending it. Okay, but this is let's say for example this purchase order is coming from China. Okay, now China, to it came to ship to the port of US where everything was checked at the port level. Okay, and the insurance company take out everything, and from the port it reached to the vendor destination, means C001 organization. Okay, it went to it. Now what happened is the quantity Windows server, although it was a serialized item, but you find out that only 8 Windows server were working, 2 were not working. Okay, server means not that you might have seen in your data center. Okay, there were a stack of servers. Okay, like this, all the servers were there, so it helps in the computing system. Okay, now 8 out of 2 is 8 is okay, 2 is not okay. Your at the product receipt level you have checked it. Similarly 5 bottles only, 4 were okay and 1 is not okay. Price is 100, again this is 2. You informed your vendor The vendor says that okay, no problem in it. The two which is damaged, we will check on it, but there is no way to send it to China again. Okay, why? Because sending to China will be a problem. Okay, now if our system is that much strict that whatever the item is purchased, whatever the item is at the purchase order level, that only you need to receive, it will become a big problem. And that is why our D365 is called as an enterprise level application, where the problems of enterprise level application is resolved. Okay, so that's why they have given us the two-way and three-way matching, that okay, if there is anything, you it only check the price, that okay, the price is okay, 102 is price is okay, then close this, but create the purchase invoice and close the purchase order. Because if the purchase order is not closed, okay, you will be means your auditor will ask for you, okay, that where is our purchase order, why this is not closed, such type of questions will arise. Okay, so that's why what will happen at this level, you will define the two-way matching, and in case of three-way matching you will have a tolerance also. See, two-way matching, allow matching policies override if there is any policy override is there higher than company policy or lower or higher than company policy. Display unit price match icon if greater than tolerance. Okay, and then price total match if there is any percentage of match, you can give that. Okay, if there is a variance of 10% in the price, okay, you are okay with it, you are defining it. Okay, then match the charges if you want to match the charges also, and there is a charges tolerance also. This particular feature is defined when the vendor is not paying you the full amount, and in that case what you can do, you can then bargain and close the purchase order. That is the reason this is given. Okay, now I was working on the vendor invoice level, and as I told you, there is a match status. Okay, and this is a two item. The quantity is okay, the unit price is okay, the product receipt quantity is okay, price is okay. You have to give the number, so I will give the this purchase order number as a number. Okay, you can give any number, and the invoice description also. Invoice date will be as of today, and then we will go for the match product receipt or update. If you want to click on this, click on it, match the product receipt, it is coming. This should this will be refreshed. 1 second. Match the product receipts, it is matching the invoice level and the purchase order level. Okay, so invoicing is all about your finance things. Okay, so from here your this 1010 quantity will be tagged to your item. So this is the matching document. Okay, so all the product receipt, and this is the item. Okay, you are mentioning the item and what is the total quantity. You can click on OK button, that okay, everything is match, and then you need to perform the update the match status. Then your match status gets it should be passed. Actually, why it get failed, let us see. Update the match status, we have not done anything, but still it is showing as failed. Let's see. Okay, it is showing as failed because I have given the purchase price total tolerance should be 10%. Okay, so that's why what I will give it as 0% for now, and then I will save it, and then what I will do, I will go again and do the match the update status. Still it is failed. Let us go to the this one, three-way matching. Allow matching policy lower or higher than the company policy if greater than the tolerance percentage is 0. What we will do, we will go over here and then we will go for the none. Okay, so right now it is not required. We will do the update match status again, and it should be passed. Then only our let me go back over it. You can make the invoice status hold also. If you want to stop the payment to this particular invoice, you can go for the hold also. Okay, there is a on hold button. So this is also asked in an interview, so that's why I told you. Okay, so pending invoices, next time when you create a invoice, so this is received status. If you have already prepared the invoice, there will in the inside the journals there will be pending invoices. Okay, so you can go ahead and select over here. You can click on it, because sometimes it happens that complete purchase order is not there. Okay, you are only invoicing the in means the quantity. You can change here also, 5 quantity, 10 quantity. I will come back on this use case also. Okay, so let me purchase order, uh, delivery, everything is there. Let's go for the pending invoices and then edit it. Okay, so number is there, match status not performed, update the match status. This is now passed. Okay, so what actually it has checked? It has checked from here that okay, the price match price total should be none. Okay, means there should be no tolerance in it. If there is any tolerance, you can come on this form and you can then, this is a real-time scenario. Okay, so in sometimes the purchase order doesn't get completely invoiced. In that case, you can utilize the feature and then finally you can click on the post button. Till this level also, this there is no transaction happened, means at the passing or anything there is no transaction happened. But when I post it, and if the posting gets completed, okay, then a liability will be created against the vendor. If I refresh it, a liability will be prepared. Okay, so it is still coming up. Let us see if there is any error. At this time system will stop the invoicing. So let us wait for some time, because this is the first time the purchase invoice is getting created. It is taking time. Okay, next time it will not take that much time. So after what is the step for creating the purchase order? However, I will create new purchase orders as well. But you should now remember that the purchase order, how to create a purchase order. To create a purchase order, you need a vendor and an item. Okay, at the vendor level, what is important? Vendor group and vendor posting profile, which is defined for the liability. Okay, and next is the item, where the item group is important, and then item model group is required. Then storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, this is important, and the unit in which you are purchasing or selling. Okay, and the inventory unit as well. Second thing, when you create a purchase order, you need to add the vendor details, the item details. Okay, and if it is a serialized item, add the serial number, batch number, and other dimensions as well if required. Okay, then going further, do the product receipt, do the purchase invoice on which we are working on right now. Okay, so I hope you are also doing in your machine. Okay, if there is any problem, do let me know.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Prem. Yeah.
Actually, when in last class, data management that copy to another something we did in CO
Yes,
that's
yes,
not
yes.
work done when we are doing.
Okay, okay, I will note it down and I will show you. No problem. Okay, data management means, however, it is because there might be some scenarios with this is a developer machine actually, है ना? In your live
Oh,
environment, it will work like that only. I will show you, but I will try once more and I will show you the data management framework as well. Okay.
and workflow also not enable for us. I'm
Okay.
I'm
Mhm.
getting some message like application cannot be
Mhm.
started. Your contact your administration like that.
This is in my machine or in your machine it is coming?
My machine.
Okay, okay, okay. You can show me, no problem. The same was coming to my machine also. Let me check in that in my machine first and then I will take your machine as well. Okay. The
That's
workflow.
workflow actually. Workflow when
Hmm,
you are doing
hmm,
some another tab is
hmm, hmm, hmm,
open.
hmm, hmm,
All this
hmm.
happen to you, but that's not happening to me.
Acha, that is not opening only.
Yeah,
Are you trying in Chrome or in Edge?
Chrome actually.
No, 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 no. They,
Oh,
actually, that software has a problem. Okay, that doesn't works. Or if on Chrome, I believe some extension is there. Don't try to do it in that one. In live environment also, we are trying to do whenever that application happen. That means we need to open the workflow. We try to do it in the Internet Edge or Internet Explorer. Okay, now Edge is sufficient, so you can open it in this machine and then try it out. It will open. Okay.
okay.
There is a problem in that application. That only gets opened with the edge only. Okay, it is taking a lot of time here. Purchase invoice 5 minutes. It should not take that much time. Let's wait for some time. Let us see when the transactions are getting generated or not. Oh, let us wait for some more time. In the real time environment, it will not take that much time. Huh? It The first thing is it is a new application, company. Okay, it is at the back end. It is generating all the cache memory and everything. That's a yeah. So now it is completed. This will come over here, and if you go to the purchase order level now, okay, and I refresh this form, you will see that everything, the generate button, that everything will be disabled and pending invoice also get disabled. You can now see the invoicing. Okay, the journals is actually the history. It only gets created when you post the item. Okay, then over here also you can check the view accounting. Okay, so this is the accounting. I was on the view accounting, so let me go to the payables, all purchase orders. So why I'm coming over here, there is a taxation of 50.5, vendor balance, whatever the four entries were there, they are now reversed at the time of invoicing, and there is a purchase accrual, cost of purchase material invoice. So all these accounts are hitting. Okay, so this is important for you when you go ahead for the interview. These entries should be there with you. Okay, so that you can explain them. And if you go to the view accounting or the product receipt level, so I told you the cost of purchase material received, this is debit. See what happens at the credit level. Cost of purchase material received, this is credited. Okay, so whatever the four entries you will learn over here, those are getting reversed over here. Against it, there are four more entries gets created: tax and the vendor balance and the purchase accrual entry. Okay, so I hope these things are clear to you, and you can export these entries. How you will export it? You can simply click on this button and export this summary entry. Okay, so in this way you can export these entries and keep it with you. I hope these entries, whenever you will go ahead, you will keep a note of it, है ना? And you have a separate notebook for all the interview questions. This will help you out to get the interview and land a job in the D365 finance and operation. This is the pet question they will 110% ask in your interview question. Okay, and not only this, means you should be able to configure this purchase order and purchase invoice configuration. Now I am coming to transaction level. You will see that a transaction is getting created against the vendor, which is saying that there is a balance in transaction currency of negative. The negative means a credit balance you have to pay to the vendor. That's why it is showing as like this. If I go to the balance level over here, you will find out that okay, there is a balance of 1060, balance in accounting currency. As you proceed further and you create another purchase order, that this balance will get increased. Okay, so and if you check the trial balance level over here, so go to the general ledger, go to the inquiries and reports, go to the trial balance. So if you go to the trial balance, you will calculate the balance from here, and you will find out that okay, the invoicing is now created. Okay, so let's go to the yes. So there is a accounts payable, some entry should be there. Why it is not there? What is the summary account? Why it is not showing? Customer balance 2006. So 2006 is not there. Why? This is actually created on okay. I got it. This is that date only. What we need to do? We need to go for the this date. I believe there will be some error that okay, this is actually showing the fiscal calendar of last year only. Okay, so you can only run the calendar for next year. Okay, so what I will do, I will change the fiscal calendar. So the fiscal calendar is January to December. That means you have to close. Okay, I need to tell you the closing also. Okay, so in the coming days, I will tell you the closing also, how you can close your calendar, how you can close your fiscal year also. That I will tell you. Okay, meanwhile, this is the to run the trial balance. Trial balance totally gets run in the 1 year fashion. Okay, so this is the account receivable. Still we are not able to view in the trial balance level. Why? What is the I need to check when this invoice is getting created. So 6/1/2025 and 6/1/2025. Why I am not able to see 6/1/2025? Everything is there. Calculate the balances. Don't do like this. C001 legal entity dates must be in the same fiscal year that I have created. Invoicing is created. Trial balance level, no accounts payable entries coming up, although it should come. Uh, Let me see from date to date. To date is correct. 6 January, main account, balance. Let us see. Let me check. Okay. If you go to the general ledger, you go to the main accounts now. Chart of accounts, main account. This is sometimes you need to go like this also. So then you have a 2006 accounts payable entry, and over here you have a transaction for each account. Okay, so right now there is no transaction that gets created. That is because on the general level you have a parameter, general ledger parameters. Let me open the general ledger parameter. There is a batch transfer rules. Okay, when the batch will run. So this is asynchronously. Okay, so what I will do, I will go to synchronous level for all type of documents. Transfer the voucher at the same time. The synchronous option is depreciated. Use either asynchronous or scheduled batch. Okay, so that is the reason, asynchronous they are saying this is depreciated. So this is asynchronous I will type, and after some time when the batch will run, the batch transfer subledger journal entries, and then you will be able to see the entries. Okay, so what will happen now? Meanwhile, what I will do, I will go ahead for the invoicing payment. Okay, this is the final step for the purchase order. You go to the payment, you create a payment to the vendor. For creating the vendor payment, you need to define the that journal. Okay, so let's define the journal now. So journal, you have to go to the journal setup, go to the journal names. Over here, click on the new button. The type will be different. It is a vendor disbursement. Vendor disbursement, and over here I will type the name vendor disperse. Okay, so this is the type of vendor you have to vendor pay. Okay, this is the correct name. Okay, vendor pay. vendor payment. Over here, now I will go for the active. I will approve for the originator, okay, or the approvers. Now there is a voucher series required with which this voucher will be created. So I will type the name. This is for the vendor, not this one. I will take the name of the general, okay, and I will take the 628 randomly. I have chosen. You can take your, you can create your own voucher series also. I have shown you. Okay, now I will save it. I will go back and then I will come over here at the vendor payment level. Actually, I am paying to the vendor whatever the payment, whatever the purchase order is there. I have a liability on it, on us. So go to the lines now. Hmm. So I have shown you the asynchronous synchronous means, है So asynchronous means it will take some time to post the entries, okay, at the sub ledger level. And this is the vendor, Dell International. You will save it, and then finally you will go ahead with the settled transactions. Okay, so let us go to the settled transactions now, and on the settled transaction you will find out the invoice which you have created over here, 1060.5. Okay, so the form will open, uh, and this is required because if you pay directly the system will not link this invoice. Okay, so click on OK button. Actually you are saying that okay, 1060 I am paying, and I am paying from a bank. Okay, so this is the bank, HSBC bank, and I will save it. Once I save it, I will go ahead with the approval portion. So let's go to the approval. Report is ready. My manager will come. He will approve he will check and he will approve. Post button will be enabled. Click on the post button. If you don't enable the approval at the journal level, it will not give this option of approval. Okay, but however, it is a real-time scenario that okay, approval is required. Okay, so let us go for the approval, validating and posting the journal. And in this way, you create your, you remove your liability from the vendor. What happens after this? If I go to the vendor section, I go to the accounts payable, I will go to the all vendors, and then I will go click on it, and then I will come over here and will check the balance. If that is posted, the balance will become 0. It is still not posted, then I think yes, it is getting posted. Then we will come back on it and we will refresh the form, and once I refresh, I think this is now posted. Balance is 0 now. And if you come over here, it is getting posted, so I believe the code has now reached till here. The balance has now become 0. Refresh it again, and now what I will do, I will go back and then I will see the transactions. Now if I see the transactions, you will see the second entry is getting created, which says that the balance in transaction currency is now 0. So this field will tell you how much is the balance against the particular invoice. Okay, you can check the status as invoiced, and the vendor payment is also completed. What you can see over here is you can go ahead and you can have your invoicing section over here. Okay, I have not added the description, so that's why description is not there, but in a real-time scenario this will also come up. Okay, so I hope things are clear to you now, how you can create your purchase order, do another purchase order and complete it. Now what I will do, I will take 15 more minutes of yours and then I will rewind the session. So I will go to the account receivable and will create a customer, because whatever you have purchased. Okay, so where is my purchase? So you can now check the inventory management, and against the inventory management you can come on the on hand list, and on the on hand list you will find out that okay, there is an item, mm. Hmm. So this is the inventory, but this is in the purchase section. From purchase it has created. Now until and unless we will not sell it or we will utilize it for our purpose, there will be no profit in it. Okay. So how to sell it? So for selling, again there should be some customer required. So let's go to the all customers now. Okay. So this is the sales order which we are going to create. Okay. So now let's create a new customer over here. To create a new customer, I need see some features. Okay, I need some fields like customer group is required. So what I will do, I will go ahead and I will create a customer group over here. So where is the customer group? This is the customer group. This is required over here. Like on the vendor form, we have a vendor group. Over here, we have a customer. So customer group, we can take it as a wholesale customer and then give it the name as wholesale customer. And then another group you can create as a retail customer. Retail, okay. So retail customer. Okay, if there is any terms of payment, anything you can pick up from here only. Else leave it as it is blank and give it at this level. Okay, so give the name of the customer. This is the list of the customers already there, and as I told you, system suggests that okay, don't generate a new customer if you already have it. Okay, so what I can do, I will take it from here only, or I can give the name. Let's say for example, Akil. I am giving over here only. So it is not there. That means it is not coming up. But if I already have the detail in any of the company, that will show me over here. Okay. So what I will do, Acme Office Supplies. I will take this customer. I will select it. The what help I will get it from here. The primary address and everything will be filled up automatically for me. Okay, so this is the retail customer for me, and then I will go ahead with the terms of payment. So terms of payment is within 7 days the customer has to pay me, and there is a delivery terms. He will pay me by the credit card. Let's say for example, what is the mode of delivery, how I will deliver it, I will ship it. And if there is any tax group, so California is a tax group, any tax exempt number is there, means tax number. Okay, for the customer is there, I can add it over here. Then there is a source code. So if there is any source code, means this is just for the informational purpose. Any email address is there, you can directly save the customer and create a sales quotation, project quotation, or sales order. I will simply save it for now and try to do all the three things against the customer manually. Okay, so in this way we create the customer. Then against the customer group, I always tell you that okay, whenever a customer group is created, at the same time try to keep a habit that you create a customer posting profile also. Customer posting profile is a connection of your customer group with your posting. Okay, so I will select over here the group, or I can select the, if I select the table, what will happen, I will get the customer account. Okay, so why I'm not getting, I need to save it first. So let me save it. Meanwhile it is getting saved, I will show you that if you want to post, if you want to have a separate ledger, if you want to have a separate main account for a specific customer, then at the customer posting profile level you have to take the table. Okay, so you can see over here that the customer which I have shown over there, that is coming like this. If you select the group will come against this group. So this is the retail group, and then you can go ahead with the customer account. But against the group there is a problem in it. Okay, so until and unless you select the all, okay, and give the summary account like this, okay, that will help you out. Okay, there is no problem in the group, but yes, the reporting wise and the different feature wise, there will the system will give you the separate reporting. Okay, so there it might create a problem. Okay, so standard. Okay, so now I will save it. So this is now done. All customers. Okay, so this is now done. what will happen? So let's say Acme Office Supplies has a number of employees as 100 number of employees. Organization number, if you want to give any organization number, okay, that you can give. ABC code. ABC code is a specific code to the customer given. If you want to give it in MBA, you will learn about it. If this is a category of the customer you want to give, this ABC you can give. So this is the field they have given. On the address tab, address will automatically come up because I have already taken the inbuilt customer. Then there is a contact information that has also come up automatically. Okay, then there is a miscellaneous information. If it is a one time customer, then you can segregate it that okay, so rarely you sell to this customer, then in that case you can make the one time customer. Create intercompany orders, I will come on it later when I will tell you that how you can create the intercompany purchase order and sales order. That I will come. Government identification, any ID number is there, federal ID number. So this is specifically for your information. Okay, and against when you are dealing with a foreign client, when you're dealing with the implementation of the foreign client, these things will be asked from you that okay, if your system support these fields or not, or you have to create your own field. Okay, in that case you have to check out and come on this form. Okay, if you want to connect your customer with a vendor also, then in that case a remittance means payment will be generated against the vendor, so you can use this thing. Then sales demography, what is a primary contact? If you want to give any contact, you have a line of business, same things are were there in the vendor also. Okay, then there is a credit and collections, so I will come on the credit and collection module as well. I need to configure it. Then over here there is a credit rating that okay, you can't sell to this customer more than 10,000 US dollars. I will take it. Mandatory credit limit, unlimited credit limit. If you want to give unlimited credit limit, you can give it like this, that okay, against this customer you can unlimited you can sell to the customer. Okay, so these things you can mark it like this. Total credit limit over here, let's say for example 10,000 is the total credit limit. Credit rating, this is the credit rating is there. So let's say credit rating is 850 because you are landing, you are going to pay to you are going to sell to the customer, and it should be not like this you are selling to a fraud customer. Okay, like in India we have a everyone has a credit score, so similarly this is a credit rating. Okay, so total credit limit is 10,000. This is specifically for your similar to your credit card. Okay, then credit limit expiration, when this will be expired. So let's say this will be expired in 2030. This type of features you can add over here. Okay, then you can go ahead with a credit review. When is the last credit review happened? So last credit review happened today. Next scheduled credit review rating will happen on the next date. Eligible credit limit, how much is the credit limit eligible? This is the limit and he is eligible for let's say 15,000. Okay, eligible limit credit, in which currency he is eligible, so he is eligible in USD currency. This also you can take it up. What is the account status? If you want to mark the account status, you have to prepare the value in it by clicking on the right click and view details. Then account status reason also, with collection agency, what is the title held, what is the risk. So this is specifically for the credit and collection module because you are going to collect also from the customer. Okay, so you will always try that you don't sell to a customer who is a fraud, who has fraud uh, history. Okay, so sell to the customer. Then there is a sales order default. Whenever you will prepare the sales order, what is the site, what is the warehouse you are going to sell. So these are the by default values. Obviously when you create a sales order you can change it. Okay, so what I will do, where is my where I have purchased, so I will go to the inventory management on hand list, because this will be by default will come. Okay, so I am just checking that what is the on hand inventory, so that at the time of sales order, sales order will run smooth. Okay, so this actually you can fix it. S1 and W2 is the warehouse, so you can fix it that okay, whenever from this customer is sold, you can fix the site and warehouse for this customer. This is applicable when you don't have multiple warehouses, you have only one warehouse and you want to save the time. Okay, if there is a item customer group, okay, so item customer group means you have already created a customer group, okay, against the particular item. So if that is required, then you can use it. Commission group, if there is any sales group, okay, sales order pool, what is the account number of the customer, okay, that you can give it over here. Then there is a line discount. I will keep everything now as it is. The site and warehouse is enough for me. Then there is a payment default. What is the method of payment, in which method of payment he will pay, the what is suggested to him, okay. So what I will do, I will go ahead, we will go for the view details over here and will apply the method of payment. Now there are two method of payment you will see. One at the accounts payable, this is the method of payment. Account receivable, this is the method of payment. Both the forms are different. I will show you how. Uh, I will show you. This is the method of payment for the customer and this is the method of payment for the vendor. Okay, so on the vendor level you will see that there is a method of payment already prepared, okay, but on the customer level it is not there. Okay, so that's why, that means the system has a different approach for customer method and vendor method of payment. Okay, so although things are very similar, I will go ahead with the check. I will go ahead with the CHEQUE check method of payment and CHEQUE. This is a check method of payment. Other than this, you have a NEFT. For that, what you can do, you can mark it as a credit electronic payment, and you can mark it as a NEFT. He will do that. In India, NEFT is common, RTGS is common. Okay, so though for those you can create it like this. Then you have a other method of payment. The other method of payment is cash on delivery, COD, cash on delivery. So this is the method of payment, and save it, go back, and then over here you will go ahead with the, let's say you are going to take it from the check method of payment. Payment specification, if you want to specify the payment specification, what is the payment schedule, this is specifically for the loans one. Okay, when you have a loan, you can have your own customer bank account as well. For that you have to prepare a bank account from here. So you can come over here and you can take the customer bank account. You can give that, okay, the bank account number is B001, the name is Kotak Bank, and then bank account number, and then this is the bank group. Anything Swift code is there, you can add over here. You have your payment option, you have your pre-notes, you have your address, and you have your contact information against the bank. Okay, so these details are enough for us, and now you can update this bank account over here at the at this level. So this is the bank which you have prepared. Okay, now what will happen after this, if there is a threshold amount, so such fields you have to check out. Then as I told you, dimensions always define at the master level, and if required you can change it also. Let's say for example you are not selling to the business unit IT consulting practice, but it is okay if you are defining it at this level only. Okay, so that at the system level when you are doing the transaction, at that time this dimension errors will not come up. Then there is a warehouse. Against this, if there is any generate ASN fulfillment policy, this is specific for the vendor, for the against the warehouse. If in a warehouse it is required. Then what is the invoice account? Invoice account means this customer is paid by any other customer. Okay, that is also a scenario that on my behalf my father will pay. So whatever I will purchase, whenever the invoice is getting generated, it will be generated against my father. Okay, so if that is a thing, that then you can define it. There is a number sequence group also. Whenever an invoice is generated against this customer, so you can have, this is specifically for the Italy and EU vendors, where the specific number sequence is required. This same field you have also identified at the level of vendor as well. Okay, then there's the invoice template, which particular invoice, what is the report format for this customer, you can control it from here. Then there is a destination code. If there is a receipt calendar, tax exempt number, those things you can define over here. Then there is a transportation tab. There is a direct debit mandates, means you are creating a direct debit that okay, for this customer a direct debit will be generated from our account. So a separate feature is there against this. What is a creditor bank account? So HSBC Bank is a creditor bank account, and then please select a creditor bank with valid direct debit ID and IBAN code. Okay, so it is asking that okay, means a direct debit will be generated and the system will post the entry only. Okay, it is not but if you want to connect it with your bank account, then in that case it is also required. Okay, so direct debit mandate, this you can also create it from the system only. Then the last is the commerce. This is for the POS machine, the retail machine. Okay, so that's all about the customer form. It is fields are there. Still, if you find some fields are not there, again the same method, you can right click on it and then you can personalize, and on the personalize you can add a field. To add a field, the field list will also come up for you, and from that list you can just drag and drop. Okay, so in that way you can add a number of fields, whatever is there. If still some fields are not there, then you can utilize the technical help from your side, and that technical help you can uh, do it from the Visual Studio. However, you need not to do. You can create your own new field also. If there is a requirement, you can click on the create new field, and this field, the table name, what is the table name against which, so it is going to the customers table. Then you can define it from here, what is the name type, what is the help text. So all these three things you will define, and you can prepare your own field as well. Okay, but in that case I will request that whenever you create a new field, you inform your technical team. Now, tomorrow when we will meet, I will complete the sales order process, and then we will go ahead with the sales return, how the purchase return is done, how the other features of the system that I will tell you in a different use cases. Okay, and also I will update my PPT with the, like I have updated the sales order process, accounts payable process. I will update the sales order process also, so that you can identify from here whatever the topics you have to study while creating the while going for the interview. Okay, so I will also share this PPT with you guys on my Google Drive, and then from there you can take it up. Okay, so thanks a lot, and I hope purchase order process is clear to you now, and you can create your own purchase order. Two things I have noted down, Prem, so I will come back on it. The data management framework I have to show you, and the workflow I have to show you. You try the workflow in your machine on Internet Edge, it will open. Okay, so yeah, thanks a lot, and have a nice day. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.